Hey everybody, welcome to another recap of Project Runway. It's the final three. Carol Hannah, Irina, and Althea. It's an all-girl final. I'm pretty sure that's the first time it's been all girls in the history of Project Runway. So they need to create a 12-piece look for their fashion show in Bryant Park, and they have $12,000 to do it in a few months. I'm sorry, $9,000 to do it. Bad economy. Alright, so Tim starts off by visiting Carol Hannah in Huntington, New York, and she was inspired by Duke University, the architecture there. She's trying to show a little variety in her collection because she mostly does gowns, so she's trying to show other pieces too. The best part of the visit was when Tim put on a lovely apron and helped cook dinner for her and her family. It was really nice. So next he went to go see Irina in Manhattan and was greeted by Princess, her dog, and that's all she's got there. She's inspired by Coney Island. I don't know why anybody would be inspired by Coney Island because it's pretty much a dump. But she had some woven knit type items, you know, they were actually like knit, not knit fabric. She also had a t-shirt that had a picture of the cyclone on it. She wanted to make like a boyfriend shirt. Yeah, Tim, that is a risky move for sure. That could go either way. I don't know if that's something that you want to show in Bryant Park. But when he had dinner with her family at a restaurant, I couldn't believe that her and her sister and her mother were like 3 clones. It was crazy. Alright, so finally he went and visited Althea in Dayton, Ohio at her loft, and she was inspired by women in science fiction movies because after the show ended she went and watched a whole lot of science fiction movies. Now that's pretty scary because a lot of the clothing in science fiction movies is so far over the top. She needs to do some major editing because some of the things are really costumey. So he ended up having dinner at her family home with her and her family, and it was really nice. So 10 days before the show, Tim gives in a call to Irina and says, "Girl, there are some copyright issues with that picture of the cyclone on your t-shirts. You better rethink it. Either better lose it or change it." So yeah, that's pretty bad news to be getting 10 days before your runway show. So Althea and Irina arrive in New York City, in Manhattan, and it was pretty awkward because they did not leave on the best of terms because of the whole copying thing. And they find out that Carol Hannah is sick. She's got a nasty-ass stomach virus, and she is puking her guts up. So Tim's like, where's the champagne? Tim, you are the coolest ever. So he has some champagne with the girls, and Carol Hannah arrives the next day. They're at the workroom, and everybody starts checking out everybody else because Tim's coming around doing the critiques. And of course, no one is worried or intimidated by anyone else. Sure, and there's no gay bars on Christopher Street either, right? Just ask Tim. So it's time for the model casting, and surprisingly this season there was no like nasty fights, you know, like I want this one, no I want that one. It was all very civil. Well, at least the edit that they showed was pretty civil. And then Nina, Garcia, and Michael Kors arrives, and they're like, oh, let's talk. And yeah, they give the girls some great advice, especially Irina, when Nina Garcia turns to her and says, honey, it's not a good idea to have an all-black collection. Well, that's a risk then, because that's exactly what Irina's got. So the main models arrive, and who would have thought that it would have been so difficult to choose an outfit for them to wear? I mean, that's probably what I would have designed my main look for, my main model. But who am I? I'm no fashion designer. So Heidi arrives, and oh shoot, you know what that means. There's a twist. Yeah, there's one more look that's got to be made. You've got $250 to shop for it at Mood. Not a lot of money to create that 13th look. Yeah, and by the way, your Muse model gets to cast the model for the 13th look, and wait a minute, we've got help for you. The last three kids that were kicked off, which would be Logan, Christopher, and Giordana. Alright, so Althea picks first, and she chooses Logan. I definitely would have chosen Giordana like Irina, who chose next, did. So unfortunately, Carol Hannah gets stuck with Christopher. Hope he's not going to be crying too much. Still major work to be done on these collections. Oh, they are working up to the last second, and Carol Hannah is still not 100%, and she kind of suffers a setback. Next time, it's Bryant Park. Holy crap. Till next time, much love.